Mic check. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new Watchers on the Wall. Incredibly excited to be speaking to you all today about Yellowjackets,
Yellowjackets. Buzz, 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 buzz,
season
buzz,
3,
buzz, buzz. Episode
episode 3.
3.
And to be honest about it, in a lot of ways, this has been one of my favorite episodes to start off this particular season. The end got interesting.
Yeah, because you were watching it. I had finished it before you, and you were watching it like, man, what is going on, man? Like you was complaining. I couldn't even sleep. You were just like, oh, what is this? What is this? I was just like, and I'm half asleep, and I'm like, keep watching.
I mean, it was crazy. And want to just give a shout out to some of our people's docs. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you, man.
Get well soon, Doc.
Yeah. But yeah, let's just go ahead and dive right into it. With our top 5 things that stood out the most to us, and then we might even have a bonus one for you guys. But where do you want to start with, Candace?
Let's start with Coach Ben and Mari in that cave. Can you imagine anybody more annoying to be stuck in a cave with? Like, this whole sequence was hilarious to me. Mari is such an idiot.
Yeah. The thing that was crazy about that scene, I really enjoyed it. Number one, when she tried to escape. First of all, she tried to use her sex appeal on him.
She tried to use some feminine wiles, and them wiles was not there.
He was like, not today.
Not for me.
But there was a lot of things that went on there. There was some bonding that we saw that went on because as they were there for a while, they started to kind of open up and share information about each other.
That wasn't bonding.
But she asked him a question that made me think long and hard too. She said, "What is your plan? What do you plan to do down here since you're by yourself and you're hiding? What is your plan?" And I thought about that. What could the coach's plan be? Like, to just live on his own in the woods forever? Like,
he doesn't have a plan. He, like he said, he's just a regular guy who liked frozen burritos from 7-Eleven. Like, he wasn't like this mastermind of like, and then also I'm going to go back to what you said about them opening up to each other.
Yeah.
That wasn't her opening up to anybody. I don't know if it's just a female thing, but we are always taught as women, if you are ever captured or kidnapped by somebody, you want to tell, if you're afraid that they're going to murder you, you tell them personal things about yourself.
Why?
Because it opens them up to see you as a human being,
as a person.
And, as a person, and you're more likely not to be killed, or it'll at least like slow down, so women are always taught that, you know, when we're talking about our safety going out and stuff. If you ever, first, it's like, don't ever go to the second location. You fight, you do what you have to do not to go to the second location. So her letting him blindfold her and take her to, that was like mistake number 1.
Yeah, should have never.
And then if you ever get in that situation where you have to, it's just, you have to go to the second location, you start telling them all kind of personal stuff about yourself. So they can, hopefully you hit something that they can relate to,
nerve,
or, so that's what she was doing. She wasn't like trying to open it up because it was just random. And she barely knew the coach. And also too, even when they were in the outside world in school, Mari seems like she was just a bully, or maybe just a knucklehead, like a class clown or something, because she made up rumors about him. Like, he has gonorrhea, raging gonorrhea. He was, what else did she say about him? Just a bunch of stupid stuff that actually you would think a teenage boy would do, you know? So there was not any, she was trying I recognized it. She was trying everything in her power to like make sure that he doesn't kill her, because you have to remember, she thought that he tried to burn them alive in that cabin. They all thought that he burned the cabin down with them in it, right?
And then later on there was some that's an interesting perspective. I didn't think about that. Like what you were saying, that you bring a completely different perspective to that particular situation. So a lot goes on there. He eventually, is it his own bully? But he eventually lets her
go free.
Let her go.
No, can we talk about first about the macing of each other?
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. Like, I'm like sitting up here, like, she maced him, and then
he maced her,
and then they got to sit over here and clean each other's eyes out. I mean, it was just a really interesting and funny scene, and a good way to start it off, really, because I was like, man, that was funny, and then just the whole overall scene. But he eventually comes to the conclusion that he's going to let her go, and this really pisses me off because she leaves and she's with her friends, as we can see here, and she's telling them what happened, and she's like, initially she tries to hide what coach existed. But then she starts to go down the story, and eventually
she talks too much.
Yeah, she could have just said, like, I
tripped and I hit it on a rock. Like, she could have said anything, but she was just so in the moment of like telling her harrowing tale of how she survived in the wilderness overnight by herself, and she just told too many details.
And this is the thing that really pissed me off. When they all decided that they were going to go and try to get coach, not once did she say, he took care of me, he nurtured me, and he voluntarily let me go.
And he said that he did not burn the thing down.
Yeah, because that might have, and like I said, we don't know what they're going to do with coach, but I didn't like that you ran your mouth about everything else. So you're not going to run your mouth about the positive things that you found out when interacting with coach, because it sends them all over there. And they're all going over there basically on some rambunctious stuff.
Yeah, on some rah-rah.
Yeah, to go.
They're like a lynch mob.
Yeah, and I just didn't understand why she would not say, look, coach, he held me, he nurtured me, got me back to health where I can walk back here, and he let me go voluntarily. Or, you know what she could have did? She could have said, I don't think I remember how to get back. That would have
cleared it all up.
Even if you wanted to snitch on
But coach, maybe not, because, Misty told Shauna that she thought that Nat knew where he was. And apparently Nat didn't know.
Yeah.
But Nat does have a bond with him because they tripped on mushrooms together in the first season or something. So, but also if you think about it, Patrick, they had to go and look for him and get him out of the woods. Because what would happen if they got rescued? Mm-hmm. And they got back to the real world and he told them what they did.
Thank you, Doc, for putting that comment in there. But this is the thing. He's pretty far away. Let's just say somebody did rescue them. I don't think he would know that they got rescued. And that's why, like, when old girl asked him, what is your plan? It really made me sit down and think long and hard, because what is his plan? Because by him ostracizing himself, which I kind of understand it, but let's just say somebody did come and rescue the girls. Nobody would know you existed. And now you're out there all by yourself in the wilderness. It's a really tough situation.
I would have left Mari in that pit by herself. I really would have, because I guess this is hindsight, but knowing what I know about her, she's nothing but like, she's that kind of stupid that puts you in danger.
Yeah, I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you wanted to, you ran your mouth and said, coach exists and stuff, you could have said, I forgot how to get there, and then you could have said, I think I remember. You could have act like you was trying to get there and got lost. Like you didn't have to give up his location.
But she said the caves. She said the caves, and then also too, Taissa knows where the caves are. Mm-hmm. I mean, at least I think she does, or the other Ty knows where the caves are, because I think she was the one who was helping Javi, and she's the one who found Javi, in the second season. So I just want to bring up, while we're still talking about Coach Ben, a theory that I've been seeing floating around, the Yellowverse. Is that what we want to call it? Anyway, the theory that, yes, they got Coach Ben, and they're going to have like some type of trial for him. Like, did you burn down the cat? Like, I guess it's supposed to be some 12 Angry Men type stuff, but they're going to have a trial for him. And somebody mentioned that, I can't remember who did, but if you've seen the episode 4's preview, it looks like that's true. They are. And then the other part of it is that they say that they're probably going to eat Coach alive.
That would be pretty. My thing is, that would be pretty messed up. And then that's the kind of stuff where you guys are just going completely downhill, and you can't justify the actions that you're engaging in.
But here's the other thing too. Somebody brought up this really, really, really good theory as well. I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't.
Guns, glue, guns and roses. What's up? Long time no see. Oh my God. Thank you for the love.
So the theory is, you know how we talked about in the first episode how it was really yellow and warm and they had these beautiful huts and they were like playing games and the animals were running around and it was just like, utopia. And somebody said that is all in their minds. It's not really reality.
Check out this note.
So
but why? I mean, it goes back to what we were talking about a little bit some time ago, or our last video about the show, which was how much of this is them choosing to engage in these different activities and wanting to blame it on these supernatural forces so that they can remove the accountability for themselves versus them actually needing to do these things. And it's a really interesting situation. Doc said, I'm really enjoying the season. I think the season's going along pretty good too. And then Doc gifted another membership. Thanks so much.
Oh, that's so nice.
And then she said, I feel like I was the only person watching the season. We're
watching it. Yeah, I'm of the opinion that this is not all in their mind. This is basically them. It's not the wilderness like they think it is. So let's get to the cave.
Yeah, so they're in the cave. They go over there basically with pitchforks and torches, and they're gonna go find Coach, and it's become pretty evident that they're going to try to harm this guy or kidnap him or something to that effect.
Right. So they go spelunking.
Bruh. I've watched so many YouTube videos of people going in caves and it don't be ending well.
And that's what I thought about the first time. So they go in there, but they're starting to have hallucinations
because I guess at different points in the cave there may be some like gases or not enough oxygen. So nevertheless, they are in some form or fashion incapacitated by the gases in the caves.
And so they're almost like either suffocating or and
they have these really crazy dreams, all of them.
Yeah. And so Akilah and Van and Shauna are hallucinating in the cave, and they each have their own hallucination, and they go back and have a joint one. So Akilah is told by a llama. She goes and sees all of these animals and she's eating blackberries. And when I saw that, I was like, no, Akilah, because there's a pomegranate theory. Like if you eat while you're in a dream or whatever, it means that you're gonna die, basically. And that's happened throughout the season. Really? People who have eaten in their dreams have died. Jackie with the hot cocoa has died. I mean, it's just, And so the llama tells her it will get what it wants, and she's swallowed up by dirt. And she goes very peacefully, actually. Van goes through a door and goes into a much better version of what the cabin looked like. She sits in front of a fireplace, an ember jumps onto the rug and it catches fire. So the cabin is on fire, and Van is being held by that chair that she was held in the plane during the crash, and a bunch of arms, and that's got to be her worst fear. She was almost burnt alive twice. Like that's scary. And then Shauna is swimming in a lake, and she sees or hears her son calling for her, and she tries to swim to him, but the lake keeps pulling her back and pulls her down. So they all have these hallucinations, and they end up having a shared one where they see Jackie, and they're in a classroom. They see Jackie, and then they see the man with no eyes.
And then I'm about to touch on that. Let me get to some of the comments. Glue Guns Roses say, I agree with the part of it being in their minds. I agree it's easier to blame on supernatural. I also think it's easier to believe when your frontal lobe hasn't closed. You're
hungry and isolated.
Very true.
And you're all synced up.
And then Doc says, I think they would keep it interpretive. And then let's see. And then she said, I used to wait for the supernatural, but now I kind of wanted to be left open with the strong hints of the supernatural. Very possible. But the thing that tripped me out about that whole scene, when the dream that stood out the most to me was the dream with the embers. And I was trying to figure out, was that the forces or the supernatural, whatever, explaining what really happened to the house for her to see the ember pop over there And then also when the things grabbed her on the couch, that mess reminded me of Ghostbusters.
Right.
Remember that scene in Ghost? Was that the very first Ghostbusters?
I think it was.
Are you a god? when the hands grabbed her and took her into the room and then made her work for whatever that monster's name was. But a lot was going on where I felt like maybe there was some explanations of maybe what happened to the house, and I thought that was an interesting take.
I mean, because that could happen, right?
It's very possible. I mean, we have a fireplace and we use it in, if you don't have, a certain amount of like a screen, but then also you're supposed to have a certain amount of like things that can't burn several feet in front of it. So like the bricks, like
that's why we don't have a rug.
Exactly. You don't put a rug by the damn fireplace.
I love a rug.
Yeah. So that's and what did you guys think of those dreams? Leave it in the comments. What did you guys think about the ember popping up? Did you guys think that has something to do with them trying to maybe explain
how the cabin caught on fire?
Or what do you guys think about that? And then somebody's calling us. Derek is calling us. Derek, turn your notification on so that you know that we be going.
We're going live, man, because he has to have his say. He's got to have his say. So we know that they're having this shared delusion, and I'll get back to what happens in it later. But the man with no eyes. Let's talk about him.
Man, that was really, I think, really revealing, and we got a chance to see that. Look. This man that you thought you were seeing in the forest, he doesn't fucking exist. He's not a supernatural
entity. It was just something they saw in their childhood in a commercial for an ice cream shop. Right? So but Ty is feeling like she's being led there for some reason. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if this is Ty or if this is the other Ty who's being led there, but it's another shared delusion. I think that's a clue that this is all like a shared delusion. What happened, So Akila, Van, and Shauna see the man with no eyes in their shared hallucination while they're in the classroom. And I mean, like I said, that just tells you that they all have seen the man with no eyes. They don't know that Taissa, that is what she is seeing. Because Ty is not wanting to share that with anybody, really. She's not opening up to anybody. She didn't even tell Van until they're grown and sitting on the couch. Like, that's who I see in my vision. And that would have been useful information in the wilderness.
Very useful information. And then they see him in the TV commercial. Right. And it turns out that this man with no eyes was in a TV commercial for like an ice cream parlor
and in Jersey, in their hometown. So they all have seen it.
Yes. And then they go on this crazy adventure, trying to find the image where they go to the parlor and she breaks into the freaking parlor, which is crazy.
Ty don't give a damn no more. I mean, I've never seen a senator do so much crazy. What are you doing? Weren't you supposed to be in DC right now? Like, that's crazy.
Hey, what's going on?
But yeah, even Van is like, hey, this is not enough. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, they're both like, oh, it wants more. So I guess when they're talking about it, they're talking about the wilderness. Yeah.
Did we talk? Oh, let's since we're kind of talking about them a little bit, let's also talk about the remission.
Oh,
and then we'll do the grooming thing.
Okay, so Van is in remission. There was lots of theories about this, and it seems like we were all right. Van tells Ty that she is in remission from her cancer. Now, remember, Ty had stage 4 breast cancer, and they only gave her like a month to live or something. But Ty tells Van that the waiter chased them after the dinner and the dine and dash and died after a heart attack. So, and then Ty tells Van, the wilderness could be happening again, and that Nat and the waiter was a sacrifice so she can be in remission, right? And this freaks Van out. Like, could this be the other Taissa? That because Van was looking at her like she was not in shock, but like she's seen this part of Ty before. Even when they go back to their younger selves in the wilderness, the younger her has the same thing when when Ty is like in her other state, right? And it looks like here that she's trying to figure out, am I dealing with my Ty or am I dealing with the other Ty? That's what it looks like to me when she's looking at her, because Ty starts like, it hears it, like, she's like, come on, we have to do this. Let's light up these candles. And she starts praying to the wilderness. She's like, we hear the wilderness and it hears us.
And then let me ask the audience the question. Do you guys think that the wilderness or the spirit, that a sacrifice actually occurred with the death of that waiter, and that is why her cancer is starting to go away? Leave a comment below. And leave a comment below about what you guys think about that. And then let's read because I thought that was really, really interesting that they chose to do that. And you can see that she still wholeheartedly believes that there is a supernatural forces interacting with them. And the question would be, if there is a supernatural force, what makes her think that this force is able to leave the forest? Like, why would she think that now that they've escaped, they're grown and stuff now, why would this thing still be able to follow them?
Well, I think Lottie said a couple times that it is in us. And then Shauna also said, there is no wilderness, it's us. Ellen said, I am so confused about this, because was Natalie a sacrifice for Shauna then? Because Shauna picked the queen card. The waiter was then a sacrifice for Van, I'm guessing. Yeah, I think so. Because that was for, they were doing a hunt.
Yeah.
They were doing a hunt. And whenever you are trying to appease it, there is a hunt that's involved. So they created this deity in their minds. They created it. And if you've ever read American Gods or watched American Gods, you know that the more belief you have in a god, the more they become
a part of your life,
a part of your life, the realer they become. So that's what I think is happening.
Like self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Almost. Like,
quick question: is Misty the only adult that has a job now? Van left her shop. Ty is unemployed, or is she still a congresswoman? Shauna is a stay-at-home murderer. Lottie is a failed cult leader. That's what I want to know. I'm surprised Misty is still going back to her job, but maybe she's not anymore after she went to go get those stones and she skipped that staff meeting. I don't know. Hilarious. How are these women making their money?
Doc, thank you again for
hey Doc, you were just gifting memberships. You must really like us. Love. You must really like us.
And then it said, I feel like it could be another tie, but that means that other Ty is more advanced because we have never seen her talk normally except to younger Van in the wilderness, right? Interesting perspective. But I think that their relationship is really interesting, and I'm wanting to see more of like where this is going to go and how this materializes, because it almost seemed like she didn't really believe her and was shocked that she was still referencing the supernatural forces as having an impact in their lives in present day, like,
which is weird, because when they were in the wilderness, it was backwards.
In what way?
Van was more into Lottie, her prophecy, her prayers of thanking the wilderness of the actual hunt. She wasn't she the one who held Natalie back? I can't remember when Javi was dying. I mean, she was really into it, and Van wasn't. I mean, Ty was not really. She didn't want to share what she was seeing, the sleepwalking with Lottie, because Van was like, maybe Lottie can help us. And so now we're in the present time, and she's fully drank the Kool-Aid. And I'm wondering what has happened to get her there. Because if you also remember, her other Ty did a sacrifice. You remember in the basement, she cut off the dog's head and she was burning candles and praying.
And did she do that in her sleep? I'm assuming she did.
Yeah, in her sleep. Eating dirt and yeah.
And it's kind of, am I tripping, or is it like the last couple episodes, it's almost like she just said "fuck" her wife and her son. Like
right.
like there has been no interaction, or they haven't, because I think it was episode 1 where she tried to pick him up from school, and her wife.
that was last season. She was talking to her on the phone, saying she wanted to talk to Sammy, and she was like, Simone was like, he doesn't want to talk to you. She was like, did you tell me that, or it was just this thing on the phone? But like, crazy. She just completely abandoned her family. She's like, baby, I'm gonna hurt you. Go to your mom's. And then like
she over there, I mean, got a whole nother situation going on. What do they call them? Situationships, or whatever they call them.
I mean, but really, she's just really with the love of her life.
Exactly. And then Glue, Guns, and Roses said, I don't know. I think the sacrifice is open for interpretation. I do like the way that they show how it's believable. And I know if adult Shauna or Misty believe.
I think Misty is just.
And then she says, yes, I agree with the American God's theory of believing. And
yeah.
she says, I think Van being cured of cancer helped her believe. Very possible.
But I feel like.
Go ahead.
Ty is going to want to do more, because remember, she said they think, I'm in remission. It could come, I think it could come back or whatever. And I feel like Ty is going to be like, hey, you are, we need to do more. We need to make sure. And I don't know if she's going to be going on a murderous, thing, or try to do a hunt, get the band back together and do another hunt. I don't know, but
yeah, it's really interesting stuff. And then I guess that takes us into our last thing, which was Lottie.
I think Lottie seems like she is grooming Callie.
It's a weird relationship. And the other thing that's like kind of weird to me is, you would think at this point that their daughter would be a little bit more understanding at when her mom says, look, you just don't understand what's going on. Like at this point, you would think she would be a tad bit more understanding and listen more when her mom is trying to tell her.
All she knows is that her mom had a baby out there and it died. That's all she knows. And there is something to do. I mean, we all know what's going on with that necklace. We know that when they first started the hunt or whatever, whoever who pulled the queen card got Jackie's necklace, and it was like a sacrifice, right? And so if you see that on your daughter, and this chick gave it and put it on her, what do you think that's meaning? To me, if I was looking at Lottie, like, what are you trying to do? Get my daughter? Like, hunt my daughter? Like, she wouldn't have left in one piece. You know what I'm saying? If I had that, I just feel like it's time to talk to Callie and be real with her and tell her what really happened out there. And
I mean, you might as well. You ain't got shit to lose now.
You don't have anything to lose.
She knows that you didn't kill somebody. She knows that you was fooling around on her dad.
She saw them running after you with the knife in the wood. You might as well tell her. I think she's afraid that Callie would think less of her, because I think Shauna was really bad out there.
What do y'all think about that? Like, how would you handle that situation if that was your daughter and she was in it? Leave a comment. Glue, Guns, and Roses. Doc, what do you think about that? Like, what is your opinion? She says, I think she's just trying to find out more about her mom's past. I think Callie was just pretending to drink the Kool-Aid with Lottie.
I mean, yeah, we all got to a place where either willingly or unwillingly got to a place where we saw our parents as human beings. You know what I'm saying? As people, not these like things that like, make these rules and they know everything. And, she wants to know her mother as a person before it was her, like in this crazy experience she had, she just wants to know her mom, and that her mom, Shauna, not putting up a wall and not letting her in is causing friction or gonna cause friction, and I think even before this season just caused her to act like an asshole. Callie is an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? She is. She's terrible. And I don't blame Shauna for not liking her daughter.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's part of the reason why. There is a wall up. There's something saccharine about her mom that she sees, and she's just trying to see who her mom is, who she really is. Because at this point, like you said, she's murdered somebody. Like, who are you?
Yeah. And then look what Glue Guns Rose said. My daughter is 21. I would not tell her I ate people, even if she was 81 years old.
I might tell her on my deathbed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And that's why I think it's more to it than, oh, I ate people.
And then leave a comment because we're getting ready to transition into our rating of this episode. And then what do y'all think should be our barometer for this episode? You guys know that in From, we might say Townsman one week, then the next week we change it. What was the movie we reviewed the other day?
The Monkey.
We reviewed The Monkey yesterday. We went live. Y'all got to check it out. But our thing from The Monkey was how many of these would you give it? Let me make the screen
if
big
you,
so
if
you
you,
can see it.
If you gotta watch the movie. You gotta watch the movie.
Yeah, so we gave it a certain amount of
these. It's an inside joke.
So what should be our litmus or our scale for this episode? How many what's out of 10? Leave
stones.
How many stones?
How many scones?
How many scones? Okay, I can see that. How many scones? What else could it be from this episode?
Necklaces.
How about mace sprays?
Yeah.
How many mace sprays out of 10 would you give it? Oh my God, Guz.
I said 4 out of 5 tampons.
Hilarious.
I gotta give this episode a 9. It was really, really good. I will say that I am a little bit more interested in the teen timeline, the wilderness timeline. The apple didn't fall from the tree. I like the actress, but I would hate Shauna in real life. Right. And I don't like how she treats Misty. I don't like how any of them treat Misty, almost because Misty is dangerous. And I feel like that whole blow up with Misty and Shauna in the van, I feel like it's going to come at her detriment. Misty is a sociopath. You don't mess with sociopaths. You don't.
She crazy for sure.
You don't do that. You don't call them, especially because this is one of my special interests. You don't call a socio/psychopath crazy. You're not supposed to see that in them because they work so hard to put up that mask so you don't see it. But once you see it and you point it out, it's game over for you. But I'm mostly interested in Missy's adult storyline. I deeply invested in all the teen story. Yeah, same. Misty is really as an adult, is really very interesting to me.
Yeah, she is a very interesting person.
Do you think Misty cut the brakes on Shauna's van?
I don't know.
Because she did it with Natalie's car.
But if she was to do that, like, why would you do it while you were in the car with her? You don't know what that could lead to. Then also, she is crazy enough to say, I wouldn't do that.
If you were a psychopath, you would do that just for shits and giggles, just to see what happens. But like, I think she did. And I think they all know that she did that thing to the box.
Yep. And then for me, Doc says Van and Ty are so cute together.
Yeah.
For me, like I would give it like 8 mace sprays in the face. And like I really liked the episode. The thing that did kind of throw me was that whole the hallucinations. They threw me a little bit because when I was watching it, I was like, Candace, what the fuck?
Keep watching. I was half asleep.
Like, what's going on?
Keep watching.
But I liked it. Like I think it started off very strong. I love the cave scene. I like that we're kind of maybe getting a little bit of the backstory. I'm loving this interaction.
The plot is moving very well. I like that.
We found out who the man with no eyes is and what's really going on.
It's not like From, where we have to wait until like the last episode, few minutes of a season to figure out what's going on. You know what? I'm glad to see Akila more used in the show. I'm just really worried about Akila. I don't think she's gonna make it out.
AM says yes. Missy at least uses her crazy to help others. Shauna is selfish and dangerous. Lame-o.
Yeah, it's like they pot calling the kettle black.
She said, "I would be so sad to see Coach go." Let's end the video on this note. What do y'all think is going to happen to Coach? Let's leave it in the comments right now. What do you guys think is going to happen to Coach? I am so mad she didn't look more out for Coach. All you have to do is say, I don't know where the cave is, or he helped me out, guys. I think he's fine. Like,
also, he has food. Yeah. So maybe that's why she did it, because he has food. She got that hot chocolate.
Man, see, I didn't think the hallucinations, I didn't get the hallucination. I think they were trying to tell us Van started the fire, or she
saw how it started. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm of the mind other Ty did it, started the fire. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's really, it's really interesting. What do y'all think is going to happen to Coach? Leave a comment. What is going to happen to Coach if you had to guesstimate? If you had to guess what is going to happen?
I can't believe Coach saved them in the inside of the cave.
Let's see. You want to read that one, Candace?
This is random, but did y'all know that Akilah in season 1 was playing by a 30-year-old? I'm scared for Akilah. They're focusing on her, and she might be next to go. Yeah, Akilah, I'm not surprised at all. Black don't crack. I am scared for her. One, because she ate those berries in her dream. That's never a good sign in this show. And then 2, because Lottie's trying to get her talons into her.
Yeah.
And Akilah is not having it. And I don't think Lottie likes that.
I'll tell you. I mean, it's well, I'll let you. Let's answer these, and I'm gonna just say something is random, and they don't have. AM says he'll either get left out there and the girls won't tell the rescue team to punish him, or they'll just kill him and eat him. Like a kill. I feel like they just want to eat him. Yeah. And then Glue Guns Rose says he's dead.
But the thing is, though, is like Akilah is a goner come this winter, LOL, and maybe sooner. I don't understand what makes them go back to eating people when they have these animals and stuff. I'm sure they're preparing for winter.
Because I think I asked a question in the last video. I said, what would make them transition back to that when they have all this? And Doc, I think it was Doc, and tell me if that's what you said, Doc. I think they may have said that maybe a storm came, like a really bad storm or something like that, or somebody purposely sabotages the encampment, and that's how they end up. Well, not necessarily to eat Coach, because things are still good to go, but yeah, man, I just think it's not fair what she did.
Or this whole situation is not real. This is not real.
I don't know, man. But I know one thing. I'm looking forward to the next one. Guys, if you guys are checking us out, thank you so much for rocking with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you could, make sure you hit the like button.
Say a random comment.
And then leave a comment in the part that's also not in the live comment section. And then if you have a moment, check out our movie reviews. We did The Monkey the other day.
Oh yeah.
What was the one we did before that one? We did The Monkey. We're trying to post way more consistently for you guys, and we enjoy doing this. Like we literally enjoy like just chopping it up with you guys and having a good time going to our content to see, because we did one of them days. We did the Monkey. We did Captain America.
Oh yeah, that's the one we did.
Yeah, we did Captain America. So yeah, check that out, guys. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. We really appreciate it. If there's any other shows you guys think we should have on our radar, let us know. We definitely want to check that out. Also, we're on Instagram and TikTok. Don't forget to check us out over there as well at the New Watchers on the Wall as well, guys. And thank y'all so much for tuning in. Let's see. Doc has one more comment. I want Akilah to survive and get more backstory. She is so cute with the birds. I know they are eating them, but I love ducks. Oh my God, Doc. What do I got?
No, but just tell the story.
No, I'm about to show you, Doc.
Oh
Doc,
man,
I'm about to show you, Doc.
About a duck. Yeah. Wait. He did not eat a duck. Let's just make that very clear.
Look, check this out, Doc. Hold on. Tell him to hold on.
Hold on, Doc. Hold on. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. You can't find it?
Nah, I'm gonna find it. I know I got one.
Ah.
Nah, I got some. I just gotta find them. I'm trying not to turn on the lights. Oh, here it is.
You got it.
Little Pat and the Pet No One Wanted. This is a children's book that I wrote, and it is a true story about the time when I was a little kid growing up in the hood, and my mom bought me a pet duck. True story. And it's so crazy, Doc, that you said that. And this book is on Amazon. Doc, I want to mail you one because you always be showing us so much love. I'm going to message you on Instagram and get your mailing address. I want to mail you a copy of our book. I'll sign it for you. But if you guys are interested in this book and want to check it out.
He used to walk it and everything. It would go to
I used to walk it. I used to take it to track practice, basketball practice. And
he said it would hop in the van.
It would hop in the van. I would be like, Oscar. His name was Oscar. And I would be like, Oscar, get in the car. And then he would hop in the car. I would go to practice. I'm like, Oscar, sit down. He'll sit down until I was done with practice. He was literally like a dog. And the saddest part about the whole story, guys, I bought more ducks to give him so he had company. And once I bought him more ducks, he never listened to me ever again.
Oh,
the saddest thing, that was my favorite pet I ever had in my whole life. But I'm gonna send you a copy of this book, Doc. I'm gonna sign it, and then if you guys are interested in the book, you can find it on Amazon. I just brought some more because my son and I wrote this children's book as well. And now since we just talking about stuff that we're talking about, if you guys are interested, you can also check out our documentary on Tubi, and it's on Prime Video. It's called Electric Pioneers. It was my very first film that I did, but it's about the underground PEV community in the city of Atlanta. And if you don't know what PEV stands for, it's portable electric vehicles, electric skateboards, electric unicycles. It did really well. We won some awards at film festivals and all that, and it's on Tubi for free, and you can watch it on Amazon Prime for I think $3 or something like that.
Doc said, Glue Gun said, if we're covering Yellowjackets on live the rest of the season, if so, what time? Yes, we are.
Yeah, we will be. Really, to be honest about it, the lives is probably going to be our format kind of moving forward because of our busy lives. This allows us to just kind of get on and do our thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe when From drops again, we'll switch it back up and go to the whole pre-recording stuff like we did before and then going live throughout the week. But kind of moving forward, we'll be doing the lives. And since Yellowjackets normally drops on Fridays, we'll either be doing them probably either on Friday or Saturdays to talk about them. But what we'll do is we'll put them up like we haven't been the best. Like we be putting up our thumbnails like 10 hours before the live. But this time we're going to try to do a lot better and maybe just schedule them out a couple of days.
Because really, we both have very high demanding jobs, and then our son's schedule,
sports, and then his baseball season is about to start. Mm-hmm. Like next week, he has 2 games for his school. Check this out. Doc said I had to order a special diaper harness for them, but they would put half maxi pad under and had to wash the harness daily. That would so they can sleep in my bed. Ducks are like amazing animals and pets. And what's funny is I'm getting ready to shoot a new documentary on homesteaders, and I just actually did a pre-production meeting with some of them today, and they had chickens. I gotta show you. Did I show you the video? Mm-hmm. But I'll keep you guys posted about that. And then Glue Guns Rose said, I love that. You should promote your stuff more often. Never knew about your creative projects. Thank you so much. You know what? I will start posting our links because these are just a couple of our books. We've written 12 books. So we'll start like sitting them up and just, talking about them occasionally or something like that. But thank you so much. And like I said, the books, I said they're available on Amazon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can buy the books on Amazon. And then Doc says, for some reason, the pair of gray called ducks I got first were always somewhat bonded to me. But the one I got later and imprinted turned into aggressive, horny mustard when he hit.
I didn't know ducks do that. Oh.
Yeah, and then Glue Guns Rose said, "Lord, y'all know From is my main love. Yellowjackets is the second class." I agree. Yeah. So when From comes, we gonna do what we normally do, which is do our pre-recorded video and then go live maybe twice throughout the week, like we normally do. But like just without From, like this show, movies, other things that we watch on Netflix, we'll just go live because we also like the interaction.
And we gotta do something for our members as well. We're still trying to figure out what we're gonna do.
And then Glue Guns Rose says, so not the same time every week. That's the only challenge with that is that on Fridays the episodes drop, right? And then it's like, well, let me ask y'all this: what are good times to go live? Because the concern that we had and the reason why we went live now is because we were like, if we went live in the middle of the day on a Saturday, who's gonna watch? You know what I'm saying? And then the episodes normally drop on Fridays. By the time we get home, watch it, it might be late. And it's like, do we have time to be going live really late on a Friday night? Or are people up like that where y'all wouldn't mind watching a late live on a Friday? Or do y'all like this Saturday night, or would y'all prefer Sunday night? What would work best for y'all? What do y'all think about that? What day of the week? And Glue Guns Rose said, yes, sing your own praises. We don't know if you don't tell us. What's the doc you made? I forgot the name already. Oh, so the first documentary that I did is called Electric Pioneers. It's called Electric Pioneers, and I will type it in the chat.
You should show the trailer in the live.
Maybe next, yeah. And then you can watch it on Tubi and Prime Video, but if you watch it on Tubi, it's free. And then my most recent one that is still in the film festivals that I recently sent over to the distributor, I'm waiting on them to tell me where it goes. So what happens is I send it to the distributor and then they shop the film around essentially. And that's how my first film, or our first film, Electric Pioneers, made it. They shopped it around and it got on Tubi and Amazon Prime, which is crazy. Never would have guessed it would have made it on Amazon Prime or Tubi. So what time, guys? What time works best for you guys? Like for us to go live? Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday nights. And then Doc says Fridays midnight to 6 a.m. I usually co-host From Academy with Julie. Yep. Yeah, you told me that. Yep. Yep, you sure did. And then they say, yes, show the trailers, beat, toot your own horn. you know it. But want to thank y'all so much. Maybe I'll put a poll up and see, because I guess we could try Saturday nights, because I do want to get it up. I do want to get the videos up, in a timely fashion, because I feel like when we wait, people don't really tune in. So with Yellowjackets, maybe we would just try to make Saturday nights our live night, and we'll just do that. And if we want to go to the movies or something, we'll just go early so that we can get back enough time to go live. So what do y'all think about that? And then Doc says Saturdays probably, Sundays congestion. You have to compete with real. Yeah. So Saturdays, it looks like it's going to be. So we're going to try to shoot for Saturdays. But what would help is, guys, turn on your notifications, because we do have people subscribing. But if you don't actually hit that bell and turn on your notification, then you won't see it. Also, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, because I try to post the image and be like, hey, we're going live later today. It sometimes helps. Yeah, we're going to do night times. Okay, Saturday works. So Saturdays, it look like. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Stay safe out there, and we will catch you guys next week in the next video. As always, we'll catch you in the next one, because our watch has ended for the night. Peace. Thank y'all for tuning in.